Only 1% know these 7 hidden vibration blockers. Avoid them at all cost. I'm going to reveal something that only 1% of people on this planet truly understand. 7 hidden vibration blockers that silently sabotage your energy, your manifestations, your inner peace. These are things no one talks about, yet they hold the power to keep you trapped in cycles of stagnation, suffering, and confusion. The worst part, most people never even realize they are carrying these burdens. But once you do, everything changes. Your frequency rises, synchronicities explode, and life begins to flow effortlessly. But first, you must be willing to confront the truth. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like you're doing everything right, but nothing seems to shift? You try meditation, affirmations, visualization, yet your reality remains the same. That's not a coincidence. That's because unseen forces are anchoring you to an old vibration. And until you remove these energy blocks, no amount of positive thinking will set you free. The first hidden vibration blocker is unconscious guilt. This is the silent killer of manifestation. Guilt is like an invisible chain around your soul, keeping you stuck in low frequencies. And the worst part, most of this guilt isn't even yours. It was programmed into you by society, by your upbringing, by religious beliefs that condition you to feel unworthy. Think about it. How often do you feel guilty for resting, for saying no, for putting yourself first? That guilt is a low-frequency parasite that feeds on your energy. And as long as it lingers in your subconscious, it will repel abundance, love, and success. So ask yourself, what am I unconsciously punishing myself for?
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lesson.
The second vibration blocker is energetic debt. This one is deep. Every interaction you have is an energy exchange. Every favor, every promise, every relationship creates an invisible contract. And most people go through life accumulating energetic debt without realizing it. Have you ever felt drained after talking to someone? Or noticed how certain people always seem to take more than they give? That's because your energy is leaking. When you give too much without receiving, you create an imbalance. And the universe will mirror that imbalance back to you in the form of lack, exhaustion, and stagnation. You must close these energetic leaks, reclaim your power, stop overgiving, start saying no without guilt. Because if your energy is fractured, your vibration will always be unstable. The third hidden vibration blocker is emotional residue from past versions of yourself. This one is tricky because it operates in the shadows. Every experience you've ever had leaves an imprint in your energy field. Every heartbreak, every failure, every moment of self-doubt, if not fully processed, becomes a layer of energetic weight. And this weight slows down your vibration like an anchor dragging behind a ship. You might have physically moved on, but energetically, you're still carrying the past. That's why certain triggers still activate old wounds. That's why you keep repeating the same lessons. Your frequency is entangled with memories that no longer serve you. You must release them. But how? By fully feeling them. By facing them instead of suppressing them. By acknowledging that the past is not who you are, it's who you were. And the more you detach from old versions of yourself, the higher your energy will rise. The fourth hidden blocker is the illusion of separation. This is the greatest trick of the Matrix. The belief that you are alone, that you are separate from others, from nature, from the universe. This belief keeps you disconnected from the infinite source of energy that is always available to you. And when you feel disconnected, your vibration weakens. But understand this, you are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a single drop. The moment you remember this, everything shifts. You start seeing synchronicities. You start attracting the right people, the right opportunities, because you're no longer operating from lack. You're operating from wholeness. So how do you break free from the illusion? By reconnecting with yourself, with nature, with silence. Because the more connected you feel, the stronger your vibration becomes. Now, we've only scratched the surface. There are 3 more hidden vibration blockers that almost no one talks about, and these last 3, they're the most dangerous of all, because they are the ones that keep you unknowingly trapped in the same frequency, year after year. But before we go deeper, I need to ask you something. What if everything you've been taught about energy, manifestation, and vibration was incomplete? What if the final missing pieces have been hidden from you this entire time? The silent forces that keep you trapped in low vibration most never escape. If you've made it this far, you already sense it. There's something invisible, something unspoken, something that has been quietly shaping your reality from the shadows. You feel the resistance, don't you? Like an unseen weight pressing down on your energy, keeping you from fully expanding, fully thriving. You know there's more to life, more to you, but somehow the breakthrough always seems just out of reach. This is not by accident. There are hidden forces at play, energetic traps designed to keep you in a frequency where you remain distracted, doubtful, disconnected from your power. And unless you become deeply aware of them, they will continue to dictate your life without you even realizing it. One of the most insidious vibration blockers is subconscious resistance to receiving. On the surface, you might think you want abundance, love, success, freedom. But deep down, at the core of your being, there is a part of you that resists it. A part of you that feels unworthy. A part of you that equates receiving with obligation, guilt, or even danger. This is why people self-sabotage. Why they push away love when it finally arrives. Why they fear success more than failure. Because receiving requires expansion, and expansion demands that you let go of the old version of yourself. And that, for most people, is terrifying. But let me ask you, when was the last time you truly allowed yourself to receive without guilt? Without conditions? Without feeling like you owed something in return? If you cannot receive fully, you cannot vibrate at the frequency of abundance. Because abundance is not about chasing, it's about allowing. Another hidden force that silently lowers your vibration is attachment to suffering. This one is difficult to accept, but once you do, it changes everything. Many people, without even realizing it, are emotionally addicted to struggle, to chaos, to pain. Not because they want to suffer, but because suffering has become familiar. It has become an identity, and the ego clings to identity, even if that identity is painful. Think about it. If you have spent years struggling, years in survival mode, years believing that life is hard, then what happens when ease, peace, and joy finally arrive? It feels uncomfortable, foreign, even unsafe. So the subconscious mind pulls you back into struggle, into drama, into self-sabotage. Not because you want to suffer, but because suffering is what you know, and the mind always chooses the familiar over the unknown. But here's the truth: you are not your suffering. You are not your past. You are not your pain. You are something far greater, something infinite. And the moment you release your attachment to struggle, your vibration begins to rise effortlessly. And then, there's the most dangerous vibration blocker of all, the one that keeps people trapped in cycles of limitation for their entire lives: the belief that you have time. Most people live as if they have infinite time to change, to grow, to heal, to follow their calling. They say one day as if that day is guaranteed. But time is the greatest illusion of all, and the more you delay stepping into your power, the more your vibration weakens. Because deep down, your soul knows the truth. You came here for something greater. You came here to awaken, to evolve, to remember who you truly are. Yet, how often do you postpone your own expansion? How often do you let fear, doubt, or distraction keep you from fully stepping into your highest self? What if tomorrow was too late? What if the version of you that you are meant to become is waiting right now for you to make the decision to rise? The hidden frequency shift that separates the awakened from the lost. Most people will never escape the invisible prison of their own frequency. They will live in cycles, repeating the same emotions, the same patterns, the same struggles, convinced that change is happening when, in reality, they are only moving in circles. But a few, the rare 1%, will break through. They will shift into an entirely different reality, one where synchronicity is constant, where manifestations happen effortlessly, where life flows instead of fights. What is the difference? It's not luck, it's not intelligence, it's not even effort, it's frequency. Everything in the universe is vibration. Every thought, every emotion, every belief you hold carries a frequency, and that frequency determines what you attract, what you repel, and what you experience. The problem is, most people do not consciously cultivate their frequency. They let it be shaped by their past, by their fears, by their external environment. They wake up and immediately absorb the vibrations of their phone, the news, social media, the energy of others. They are reactive, not intentional. And that is why they remain stuck. The awakened understand that their frequency is their responsibility, and they guard it with everything they have. They know that their vibration is their most valuable asset, more valuable than money, connections, or even knowledge. Because when your vibration is high, you become magnetic. But when it is low, you become repellent, no matter how hard you try. So how do you shift? How do you raise your frequency in a way that is permanent, in a way that creates an entirely new reality? The first step is energetic clarity. Most people carry fragmented energy. 1 foot in the past, 1 foot in the future, their mind in 1,000 different places at once. This scattered energy weakens their vibration. If you find yourself overthinking, doubting, or stuck in indecision, your frequency is fragmented. You must reclaim your energy, pull it back, become fully present. When your energy is fully aligned in the present moment, your vibration naturally rises. The second shift is emotional mastery. Your emotions are not random. They are frequencies in motion. Every emotion you feel has a vibrational signature. Love, gratitude, joy, high frequency. Fear, shame, guilt, low frequency. But here's the secret: the awakened do not suppress low-frequency emotions. They transform them. Most people try to escape their emotions, distract themselves, numb themselves. But what you resist persists. And every suppressed emotion lowers your baseline frequency. Instead, feel everything fully. When sadness arises, feel it completely, without attachment, without judgment. Let it move, let it release. When fear comes, do not push it away, look at it, understand it, dissolve it with awareness. the more you clear emotional blockages, the higher your natural vibration becomes. The third shift is energetic alignment. Look around you. Your environment, your habits, your relationships, everything you interact with carries a frequency. Most people unknowingly surround themselves with low vibrational energy and then wonder why they feel drained, why their manifestations don't work, why life feels heavy. The truth is, your external world is a reflection of your internal vibration. If you want to shift your frequency, you must audit everything. Who do you spend time with? Do they uplift you or drain you? What do you consume? Music, media, conversations? Does it expand your energy or lower it? What do you allow into your mind, your body, your space? The awakened are ruthless about their energy. They do not entertain anything that does not align with their highest vibration, and because of that, their frequency remains elevated effortlessly. And then there is the final shift, the one that changes everything, the shift from effort to embodiment. Most people try. They try to think positive. They try to manifest. They try to be spiritual. But trying is still resistance. It is still separation. The awakened do not try, they become. They do not practice gratitude, they are grateful. They do not chase abundance, they are abundant. They do not seek love, they embody love. Because they understand that vibration is not something you do, it is something you are. So ask yourself, are you still trying? Or have you become? Are you still waiting? Or are you embodying? Are you still seeking? Or have you realized that everything you desire is already within you? The ultimate vibration shift, becoming untouchable in energy and manifestationless, is the moment where everything changes if you allow it. You see, most people spend their entire lives trying to manipulate their external world, hoping that if they can just get the right job, the right relationship, the right circumstances, then they will finally feel at peace. But this is the greatest illusion of all, because everything external is only a reflection of the internal. The awakened understand this. They do not chase, they attract. They do not force, they align. They do not beg life for what they desire, they become the frequency of it, and life simply mirrors it back. This is the difference between those who struggle endlessly and those who seem to manifest effortlessly. It is not about luck. It is not about working harder. It is about becoming untouchable in energy. What does that mean? It means that your vibration is no longer dictated by circumstances. It means that no external situation, no person, no event has the power to lower your frequency unless you allow it. It means that you operate from a state of internal mastery, where nothing outside of you determines your peace, your worth, or your direction. But how do you reach this level? It begins with energetic sovereignty. Most people leak energy constantly. They give their power away to opinions, to fears, to distractions, to validation from others. They allow external forces to dictate their emotional state, and in doing so, they become slaves to their environment. The awakened reclaim their energy. They do not seek validation because they validate themselves. They do not fear rejection because they are whole within. They do not chase outcomes because they trust the flow of the universe. Ask yourself, where are you still giving your power away? What situations, what people, what beliefs still have control over your emotional state? The moment you reclaim your energy from these attachments, your vibration rises automatically. The next key to becoming untouchable in energy is neutrality. This is something most spiritual teachings overlook, yet it is one of the most powerful states you can embody. True mastery is not about forcing yourself to be positive all the time. That is still resistance. It is about reaching a state where nothing external dictates your internal state, where success and failure, gain and loss, praise and criticism, all these things pass through you like wind through an open space. You do not cling to pleasure, and you do not resist pain. You simply remain centered, unshaken. This is why the awakened do not suffer the way others do. They do not attach their happiness to conditions. They do not resist the natural flow of life. They allow, they observe, they move with the current instead of against it, and because of that, their vibration remains high no matter what is happening externally. But the final and most powerful shift is identity transcendence. Most people remain trapped in their past identity. They cling to who they have been, to their stories, their wounds, their limitations. But as long as you identify with a lower version of yourself, you will continue to vibrate at that frequency. The awakened understand that identity is fluid, that at any moment they can step into a new version of themselves, one that is more powerful, more aligned, more limitless. The question is, are you willing to let go of who you have been in order to become who you are meant to be? This is where most people fail, because transformation requires death, the death of the old self. And most people fear that. They cling to their past, even when it no longer serves them. But the awakened are fearless in this. They allow the old self to dissolve. They step fully into the unknown. They embrace the discomfort of expansion. And because of that, they rise into a frequency where they are no longer bound by the illusions of limitation. So now, the final question, are you ready to become untouchable in energy? Because the truth is, you were never meant to struggle. You were never meant to live trapped in fear, doubt, and limitation. You were meant to expand, to create, to radiate at the highest frequency possible. But no one can do it for you. You must decide, right now. Let go of the old frequency, step into the new, and watch as the universe shifts to match the vibration of who you have finally become.